I remain laser focused on recovering and rebuilding efforts in Maui.
We busted our ass, and this is what we get?
Food and shelter by someone they may have never met before.
Nobody called us. Our phones didn't work from 5 in the morning. 10 o'clock when I went to work, the fire was still there. There was no water.
I had a question for you. Overwhelming, but I'm really so pleased to have so many people, supporting and, just bringing what they can and doing what they can.
Winfrey coming down from the mountaintop like she's a goddess. I don't know. She's buying up land all over Maui. Oh, people are pissed. She did her part. She handed out a couple bottles of water and a few diapers and a few blankets, a few towels, I think, to dry off. And then she got out of there. She did her part.
When I took office, I directed my team to raise our game in how we lead and coordinate our responses to natural disasters.
Hawaii actually claims the largest integrated outdoor warning siren system in the world, and the state's governor told us,
"We'll know soon whether or not they did enough to get those sirens going."
It's one thing to know, but it's quite another thing to have to wait to wonder whether your family member is going to be okay.
Regret not sounding the sirens.
I do not. And the reason why...
So many people said they could have been saved if they had time to escape. Had a siren gone off, they would have known that there was a crisis emerging, and as we know, so many bodies were found in the ground as the flames caught their heels.
Give me the answer. The sirens, as I mentioned earlier, is used primarily for tsunamis, and that's the reason why many of them are found, almost all of them are found on the coastline.
Video recorded from residents who were caught in the wind-whipped inferno Tuesday, showing how they huddled against the seawall, running to the water for safety.
Some survivors are calling out a lack of warning.
No alarms, no warning, nothing. Not even police rolling by telling us to evacuate or anything.
Tell me if that's not coincidence. No water, no warning.
And because I've been around a while and I've known how these function, to ensure we meet people where they are, when they need our help the most. We're going to rebuild the way the people of Maui want it built.
Oprah just picked up 870 acres in Maui. She paid $6.6 million. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. She bought like half the island. Maui's not even all that big. Turns out I was wrong. Maui actually consists of about 465,000 acres. Either way, $6.6 million still kind of seems like a bargain for that much land.
We're going to rebuild the way the people of Maui want it built. But it's going to be hard.
Initially, people had thought that Oprah buying up this much agricultural land would be a bad thing and displace locals, but it turns out that she's going to keep most of it undeveloped.
We will be respectful of the sacred grounds and the traditions.
Just bringing what they can and doing what they can.
That rebuild the way the people of Maui want it built, not the way others want it built.
I mean, if she was a true super soul, she would open up some of her land, set up some kind of shelter up on the mountaintop with Oprah, set up a whole tent thing. They don't even have to go in your house, Oprah.
And everybody talking about the satellite city before the fire. Lahaina gonna be the first satellite city. Well, hey, Jeff Bezos, you got what you wanted. Oprah, you got what you wanted.
My administration has been in constant contact with the governor and congressional delegation and local leaders. As soon as I got the governor's request, I signed the major disaster declaration that mobilized the whole of government response, which means whatever you need, you're going to get.
And the guy who owns a nut, you got what you wanted. Fuck us all over.
Right now, there are over 450 search and rescue experts working round the clock. Second, I've identified FEMA's administrator, Griswold, to lean forward, as she always has done, to help survivors get immediate aid. FEMA's quickly provided 55,000 meals, 75,000 liters of water, 5,000 beds, 10,000 blankets, working to help remove the debris, repair roads, and restore power.
Fuck us all over. That's what happened. We need help in Lahaina. Who's gonna come now and ask us, can I pray for you, Auntie?
I did my part. Like everybody else, I said thoughts and prayers, so I'm good. But Oprah, man, she's got way more money than me and you, so she should have, maybe set up a tent city at the top of the mountain. Because she has all that land. Because people are homeless, trying to figure out what the hell's going on over there.
because of the devastation of wildfires from California, New Mexico, Oregon, Washington State, Idaho, Louisiana. We've learned a heck of a lot. A lot of damage in the meantime, but we've learned a heck of a lot. And we're putting the lessons we've learned to work.
Can I help you with your paperwork? Because all we got so far was $700 and we don't know who to call or anything.
You were so concerned about what was happening in Maui. We were texting back and forth, and I read this article that Dolly Parton had given money in her community, and I said, I think this is the answer. You said, I think that's the answer. I said, I love it. And so we have created the People's Fund of Maui. Money directly in the hands of the people who need it right now. So if you send a donation, just click where you see below and send a donation. That money is going to go to one of many residents who have been displaced in Maui. We guarantee.
I know a lot of people out there, as Oprah and I have been finding, are just having a hard time trusting, having a hard time trusting where the money goes. What organizations do I send money to? How can I help? In this case, the fund that we created with a lot of hard work from a lot of hardworking people who all care about these people of Maui.
It's culturally insensitive in that zone.
Today is burned, but it's still standing. The trees survived for a reason.
Tourists are still travelling to Maui, even after the island was devastated by the deadly wildfire. The sight of tourists snorkeling, swimming and enjoying the beaches while rescue teams are still looking for victims and pulling bodies out of the water is making some residents very angry. Hawaiian actor Jason Momoa took to Instagram to urge people to cancel their trips.
Listen, no one needs to be in West Maui.
International news reports saying FEMA workers have turned the tragedy into a vacation. Our Jolani Martinez joins us now with the details.
Steph, those reports came out just yesterday on Fox News and the Daily Mail. Evacuees say it's upsetting to see photos of federal employees in five-star resorts knowing homes in Lahaina were burned to the ground.
Maui County Mayor Richard Bisson said during a press conference that Maui is not closed. The tourism industry generates about 80% of Maui's wealth.
FEMA booked themselves in the five-star luxury Hawaiian resorts.
Is the banyan tree, beloved by this community for over 150 years.
If that's what they're telling you, I wouldn't second guess them. They're the ones that know best on what they're saying and how many people have not been accounted for.
For as long as it takes, we're going to be with you. The whole country will be with you.
So now a billionaire comes in with his money, doing it by force, removing people out of their land.
We see these sort of things going on every day where what little land that was left for us now is up for grabs.
This is a rock wall Zuckerberg built around his 700-acre property. And just to give you some perspective here, you could fit more than 500 football fields inside.
It's one thing to want to protect your property. It's another when Native Hawaiians like Shannon Buckner still own pieces of your land.
So the land that you own is just across this fence right here.
Yes.
But Mark Zuckerberg has put up this wall and fence and it says no trespassing.
Yeah.
What would happen if you tried to go over there?
I'll get arrested for trespassing.
Even though it's your land.
Yep.
But I also want all of you to know the country grieves with you, stands with you, and will do everything possible to help you recover, rebuild, and respect culture and traditions when the rebuilding takes place.
So our immediate priority is working with state and local officials to really understand what their needs are.
So it's kind of all year long. What happens when the next disaster strikes? When the next disaster strikes? When the next disaster strikes? What happens when the next disaster strikes?
His lies, forgetfulness, and cognitive decline are at an all-time high, which have led Sky News All-Stars Rita Panahi, Paul Murray, and Peter Credlin to question if he will see out his current term, let alone have the strength to tackle the campaign trail in 2024.
Additionally, my Department of Homeland Housing and Urban Development is working with the state to make sure survivors can move from emergency shelters into temporary housing.
It's the revelation that he in fact doesn't call the shots and is being told what to do by his aides, according to Sky News All-Star Rita Panahi.
I'm just following my orders here.
He's just
following orders, folks. That was the president on Sunday in Vietnam during a press conference, and as always, the president has a cheat sheet with the questions he's likely to be asked and the names of those likely to ask it, and he still manages to stuff it up.
And then the very same powers that control his speeches made the extraordinary move to cut the president's microphone off mid-speech when he began to ramble incoherently.
And nowadays, his staff don't even let him finish before they abruptly end a press conference. Have a look at this.
Had access to change it, had access. It wasn't confrontational at all. He came with very
Thank you, everybody. This ends the press conference. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you bringing the U.S. strategic interests above right here in Vietnam?
Likes having celebrated international meetings if you don't know what you want at the meeting. If you don't have a game plan. He may have a game plan. He just hasn't shared it with me. But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
Look, he wants to lie down, and I think we're all on board with that. I think he needs a lie down.
Finally have a permanent place to call home as well.
Fuck us all over. Fuck us all over. Fuck us all. Fuck us all. Us all over. That's what happened. Fuck us all over. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened. Fuck us all over. That's what happened.
And I don't watch the news. I just happened to stumble across that and figured I'd make a little video for you. Please like, share, subscribe. And this is LOKi Legion. Have a nice day.